Hey everyone. After a month I finally got to finish editing this lovely video. The work seemed to be endless, but here it is. I am so happy that more than 500 people are enjoying my content. I know it doesn't seem much, but it is. This video is a crossover with Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I would recommend you to finish watching the anime to avoid any spoilers. Enjoy the video. It was a wonderful day and the warm rays of sunshine tickled Izuku's scarred arms as he was walking alone through the dry grass. He was currently on a walk, trying to think about new strategies to use his quirks to help others. Deep in thoughts, the boy continued walking his usual run when he suddenly bounced off somewhere and landed on the ground. Midoriya looked up to see what he had run into, but instead of a tree or lamp post, a young bald kid was standing in front of him. He looked at him a bit longer and noticed that the boy wore a yellow full body suit, brown trousers, an orange belt and an orange cape. But not just that, he also had blue arrow tattoos on head and hands, probably the whole body. While Izuku was still thinking about the strange clothes of the boy he just ran into, the young man started talking to him. "Oh. I'm so sorry. No, it's my fault. I didn't watch where I was going. Are you okay?" He reached the green-haired boy's hand to help him stand up. Deku accepted that friendly turn and clasped his hand. "Yes, I am. Thank you. Also, may I ask what your name is? You somehow look familiar." "Yeah, sure. My name is Aang. I'm Izuku Midoriya. Nice to meet you. I like your name. Also, do you know where we are?" Sure. We are in Musutafu." "And where is that?" "In Japan." No response. "Okay, I still don't have the feeling that you know where this is." "Yeah, you're right. All I know is that I went to bed as usual, but then I woke up here. Maybe I can help you. Just tell me more about this strange situation." "First of all, I come from the Air Nation, which is one of the 4 nations besides Earth Kingdom, Water Tribes and the Fire Nation." "Interesting. I've never heard of that. Now I want to know something from you. I've seen some guys in costumes run around earlier. They used some kind of superpowers." "Oh, that were pro heroes. Their job is to protect the citizens from villains, which use their powers for evil purposes. Also, we call them quirks. We also have powers. They are called bending. We are able to manipulate one of the 4 elements. There are also some exceptions like non-benders." "Cool. Which of the elements are you able to bend?" "Kinda all of them." "How is that possible? Among all the benders there is always one who is able to master all the elements. And that's you?" "Yes. As the Avatar, my duty is to maintain peace to the world." "That's so cool. If you were me, I am sure you would think differently about it." "I think I know what you mean." There was a moment of silence between the two, in which both thought about an opportunity to change topic. "So are you here alone?" "Yes, I guess so." Right in that moment, 2 others, which wore similar looking clothes, came running towards the 2 boys. "Aang, I'm so glad I found you." The boy hugged the Avatar tightly. "Hey. I'm here too." "Yeah, sorry. Wait, who is this guy?" Sokka points at Deku, who looked confused at Aang's friends. "Guys, this is Izuku. We met each other earlier and he might know the answer to our question how to get back home." "That's great. Then what are we waiting for?" "I don't know it exactly, but I know someone who might be able to help you." "Oh. Anyways, these are my friends and teachers Sokka and Toph. Sokka is one of the non-benders I told you about, but he is excellent at fighting with the swords and making strategies." "Nice to meet you, Sokka. My name is Toph. I am one of the world's strongest earthbenders and the first metal bender." "Wow, that's so cool. So, do you know if the others are here too?" "There are more?" "Yes, there are. Also, I have no clue. Maybe we'll see them later on." "Let's get going then." They started walking towards the dorms, while in the meantime the others talked about how crazy their way here had been. Halfway through, Zuko and Katara joined up with them. "Where exactly are we going?" "You'll see. We are almost there. See that brown building over there?" The rest of Team Avatar, realizing they had made a mistake. "Actually, I can't see it. I'm blind." We forgot to tell you about that. Sorry, I didn't know. But how do you walk so easily, without bumping into something or walking in the wrong direction? I use my earthbending. So you use your bending as a replacement for your sight? Like seeing through your feet. That's right. I can feel the vibrations in the earth. That's awesome. Some moments later. We're there, I guess. Yeah. You guessed right. Izuku opened the door and walked into the common area, followed by the 4 benders plus Sokka. As the door closed, everyone had turned around and was already looking at them. It was awkwardly silent, while everyone was looking at Team Avatar, which was standing next to Midoriya. Who are these people? Bakugou and Toph looked at each other, surprised by the timing of their words. For real though, why did you bring them here? Are they new students and friends? They don't look like they would want to be heroes. Hey, we already are. Says who? You? Just shut up. Loud chatter began to fill the room. With everyone sharing their opinion, campaigning and questioning them. It was so noisy that Izuku couldn't hear himself, even when he shouted. The argument stopped, as Azor suddenly stood next to the group that had caused this chaos. What is going on? Sensei. I'm sorry that I didn't tell you earlier that I'd bring them along. Yeah, that would have been helpful, but now just tell me why they are here. Okay. He turned to the 5 next to him. Why don't you introduce yourself, guys? Oh, okay. Diaresis HM. So we are the Team Avatar from another universe. A universe where people don't have quirks like you do, but are able to bend one of the 4 elements. Why we came here and how, still remains a mystery. But we know that we need to get back. Well, that's surprising. I've experienced a lot of weird things, but not that. Come with me. We need to find a way for you to go home. 30 minutes later. The group came back, entering the room full of with idle curiosity and excitement. What did he say? Did Sensei find a way for you to come home? Or can we somehow be of help to you? Nah. He just said that we should wait here. Great, now I have to deal with those extras even longer. What did he just call us? Ignore this arrogant idiot. You. Shut up. What if I won't? You're pissing me off, you damn brat. Oh really? Toph stepped on the ground and hurled Katsuki up in the air, sending him flying. The students standing around next to where Bakugou once was, immediately stepped aside, to avoid getting hit too. That is amazing. Midoriya told us that you are strong, but that was just awesome. Kaken. Are you okay? So you want to fight? Here you have it. Wait. She shouted, as Bakugou was about to strike back. Let's go outside. The blonde boy grumbled and followed the earthbender outside. Some of the students went with the 2 opponents outside, while some others looked outside the window, cheering them on. I won't even try to stop her this time. Katara turned around to look for someone rational, who wasn't cheering one of the 2 brawlers on. Hey. My friend told me that you are able to control water. Yeah, that's true. That's so awesome. You're really lucky, you know. From what I've heard, I think that water is a very strong element. Thank you. What's your quirk? I bet it's really impressive too. No, not at all. At least that's what I think. My ability is to make things and creatures float if I touch them. Can you also make yourself float? Yes, I can. But what about liquids? You mean water? I've actually never thought about that. Let's try it out. Katara was bending some water and formed a ball, while Eureka was getting ready to activate her quirk. Ready in 3, 2, 1. Go. The 2 brown-haired girls initiated and released at the same time. The water splashed on the floor, Eureka, Katara, and the rest of the students inside the room, as Ochako touched it. I guess my quirk should rather be called gravity. At least you tried. While the 2 girls burst out laughing, Aang and Izuku, which were sitting on the couch in the middle of the room, were deep in conversation. That's so weird knowing that if you mess it up, something so much worse will happen. I know, right? That feeling is just so scary, but at the same time it gives you strength and the will to never give up. That's true. When you face your enemy in a fight, the fear is completely gone. Speaking of enemies, did you defeat your worst enemy yet? No, I'm not even close to. I still have a lot to learn, but since I started training my ability I've gotten so much stronger. What about you? I did. It wasn't easy, but I managed to save the world. It is such a relief. Now I don't have to fear the Fire Nation anymore. I wish I could say that for myself too. You will one day for sure. May I take notes of your abilities? Maybe I can learn from them. Sure thing. You really don't mind? No. Not at all. While Izuku happily wrote down the facts, his new friend told him, Sokka and Kirishima were talking to each other way apart of the others. So what's your special ability? It's called hardening. I can make parts or even my whole body as hard as a rock. You mean like every single part of your body? Yeah. Like I said. Why are you asking? No specific reason. Never mind. So if you activate it, you are indestructible? Yes and no. If I take too much damage, I start to crumble. Isn't that kinda annoying? Falling apart to pieces. Yes. That's why it's a disadvantage if the enemy finds out what my limit is, but it's not so easy to break me. How about you? Midoriya told me that you were a good fighter. You bet I am. My strategies are great too. That one time when the Fire Nation attacked us. While Sokka started telling his exciting and cool story, his friend had also found a student to talk with. So you can produce fire, like I do? Not just that. Also ice. Todoroki activated his ice and fire quirk at the same time and let an ice crystal grow in his right hand, while in the other hand a little flame was burning. Whoa. Didn't expect that. From that moment on there was just silence between the two, as an important question was floating around in their heads. What about the scar? Again there was silence for a while. I got it from my mum. But it's my old man's fault. My dad burned me when— That's rough. Buddy. Don't need to tell me that. Anyways, your quirk is fire? Yeah. I can also redirect lightning. Do you think I could do that too? Probably not. Lightning is really hard to control, because it is the strongest ability of all. I know only 3 people who were able to bend that element. But I guess you could try bending water. You should talk to Katara about it. I'll go ask her. Thanks. See ya. Todoroki walked over to Katara, who was sitting alone on a chair. Hey, Katara? Yeah, that's me. I'm Shoto Todoroki. Zuko mentioned that you could help me. Help with what exactly? Your friend assumed that I could be able to learn water bending. How come? Tell me more about it. First of all, my quirk is half hot half cold. That means that I can generate ice and frost from my right side and fire and heat from my left side. I am able to control the temperature of my body too. In fact, only that way I can control my power. Oh, I understand. That's why he suggested talking to me. Your quirks are perfect for learning to control water. As a matter of fact, I could only control the water I create from my body. That's no problem. As I said, even if you aren't a bender, I am sure that with your abilities, you'll be able to control this element. You're right. Close your eyes and focus on the water flowing inside your body. What? Right now? Yeah, of course. Also, since when is there a little river inside me? Just concentrate. Right. Todoroki closed his eyes, as he was told, and tried to feel the calm stream, which was coursing in his body, constantly changing the temperature from warm to cold, from hot to freezing. And now? Can you feel the water inside of you? Yes. Good. Now activate your ice quirk, and just a second before it shoots out of your hands add a little bit of your fire. Shoto slowly breathes in and out, to concentrate, before he tries it out. He follows Katara's orders, but he failed. Not water, but fuming ice appeared in the palm of his hand. After some more tries the student was about to give up. He attempted one last time, which he supposed to flop as well, but the quite opposite happened. When Todoroki looked at the waterbender, sorrowful about the unsuccessful attempts, water just came running out of his hand, like a fountain. You did it. Suddenly the young hero yelped. Damn, that's hot. Zuko came walking towards the two. Hey. I heard you screaming. Is everything okay? Yeah. I can waterbend now. That's great. The group continued talking, as a loud explosion was heard from outside, where the fight between Toph and Bakugo was still going on. Katsuki was pumped out, standing several meters away from the blind girl. Around them, the grass was burnt in many places and dozens of rocks were laying around, some of them even knocked deep holes in the ground. All in all, they left a huge chaos. I'm not done with you yet. You haven't even accomplished to touch me. Stop talking nonsense, little girl. Shut up, you blasty. Bakugo jumped towards Toph, but before he even came near her, the boy was hit by a giant rock. Katsuki started an explosion and ejected through the air. Then he used his quirk to fly towards the earthbender, and as he was about to shoot a big explosion, a wall out of rocks appeared right in front of his nose. He stumbled backwards and was immediately captured by tall rocks. Katsuki was completely covered, except for his spiky blonde hair. The student mumbled something and used his quirk, hoping for the boulders to break, but it was of no use. Bakugo was stuck and couldn't get out. All of a sudden the loud sound of explosions stopped and the students watching the scene began babbling excitedly. The noisy whispering was interrupted by very angry Azor, with red glowing eyes and a floating scarf, stepping outside the dorm building and approaching the two fighters. I was gone for an hour and you still managed to cause that much chaos. Just look around you, the garden is completely destroyed. Both of them can't see anything. One of them is blind and the other one is covered in rocks. Oh yeah, sorry about that. No problem. I'd rather worry about him. Toph stepped on the floor and the wall around Katsuki crumbled and fell apart. Bakugo stared at Toph with a confused and angry look on his face and stumbled towards the dorms. Anyways, I just wanted to tell you that we found a way for you to get home. Let me know when you are ready to leave. The teacher turned around and walked back inside. Toph followed, and as she passed by her defeated opponent, she slapped on his back and wished him good luck in other fights. Good try, explosive boy. As the earthbender entered the room, she was encompassed by an extremely boisterous sound of everyone else in the room speaking loudly to one another. It almost felt like the whole building was shaking. Out of the chaos, Toph heard steps coming closer. Hey. You are Toph, am I right? Yeah, that's me. Do you want to fight too? Well, I am ready. No, not at all. I just wanted to talk to you. Oh. Then go on. I just thought chatting with you would be interesting. I saw your amazing fight and I assume we have some things in common. Really? So you can bend earth too? I'm afraid I can't, but I am able to make my whole body as hard as a rock. Really? That sounds pretty cool. I even know someone who has the same power like me, just with steel. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, I guess so. Tell me more about you. Well, my fighting style is close combat and oh my god. I forgot to introduce myself. So bold and unmanly of me. My name is Ijiro Kirishima. Nice to meet you, Toph. I think we do have some things in common. You sound very confident. Just like I am. That's great. I also wanted to ask if you know how I can improve my quirk. Show me first. But just do it. Indeed, Ijiro did as he was told to and activated his quirk at full power, even though he still doubted she could help him. That's awesome. You're just like a living rock. To be honest, I can learn something from you. Really? Yes, indeed. I could. All of a sudden a dark shadow appeared behind the spiky-haired boy. Are you done yet? Everyone is ready to leave. Kirishima winced, like a scaredy cat as he heard the deep voice of his teacher. Oh my god. Sensei, you scared me. Whoa, you were so quiet. I didn't sense anyone near us. You even surprised me, glad to hear that. Now come. Everyone is waiting. Alright. It was nice to meet you, Kirishima. It was nice talking to you, Toph. From everywhere goodbyes and other chit-chat was heard, as Toph walked towards her friends. On her way there, Toph walked past Todoroki and Zuko. Just keep training. I believe in you. Thanks. Don't thank me, thank Katara. Thank you for teaching me. No problem. I'm glad I could help. It was so nice meeting you, Katara. A slight smile flashed over the earthbender's lips and she continued walking. Somewhere near her Izuku and Sokka talk to each other. I hope we meet each other again. Well, there is a way to get you back to your universe, so why not the opposite direction? Sounds fun. Just as Toph was about to walk towards the group, someone stood behind her. Hey, I'm sorry. She turned around and began to speak. Look, if it wasn't for my blindness, I would have probably never won. Was that a compliment? Kind of, I guess. Anyways, it was nice fighting someone who could use my weakness against me. I've got to admit, you're really tough, earthbender. Thanks. Anyways, I gotta go. See ya. She walked past him and entered the room she was inside before, with the rest of Team Avatar following her. The last thing she heard was the whole class wishing them all the best and good luck before she landed on the